Hello, this is Rick Saltarelli with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners with this week's segment of Beyond Your Front Door. And today I am so excited to have with me Jade from Oceania Cruises. Jade, welcome to our
Hi,
show.
thank you so much for having me, Rick. I am very happy to be here virtually with you and looking forward to our little chat.
Yeah, and I'm so excited because, as I was telling you before we went on the show, you are perhaps my very most cruise line. I'm going to talk about why that is today. So before we get there, let's talk about you a little bit. How long have you been in the travel world and what has your journey been like to get to where you are today?
So, I have been in the travel industry for a little bit over 6 years now, which sounds like a long time, but compared to so many people who have been in the industry, a very double that or even longer. I am kind of newer to the industry. I've been with Oceania for over a year and a half, and it has been absolutely amazing. I couldn't be happier to be here. The travel industry is definitely a special one, and obviously the last year has not been the best for the industry, but we're very resilient and going to come out on top, and really looking forward to when we can all get back to traveling and doing what we love.
Yes, we all have that pent up demand, and we hope many of our clients do as well to get back out on the seven seas. And hopefully they'll think about Oceania. But Oceania is a name that maybe not everybody is familiar with. So why don't you tell us a little bit about who the company is and how many ships you have and kind of where your destinations are?
Of course. So we were founded in 2002 by Bob Binder, who's our president, as well as Frank Del Rio, who is the CEO of NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings, who's our parent company. And we are the upper premium brand. When they were putting together, their cruise line and coming up with the ideas, there was kind of there was the contemporary, and then there was the all-inclusive luxury, and there was kind of no in between. So that's where they came up with Oceania and the upper premium niche. And so we are small luxurious ships. We have 6 ships with actually 2 more on order. We have the Allura class coming, which we're very excited about. What we're best known for, Rick, and I know we were talking about it just before, is the finest cuisine at sea, which we are very, very proud of. It is an absolutely amazing culinary experience. And then, of course, the destinations. That's why guests choose to travel. So we work really hard on putting together unique travel experiences for those that are sailing with us. So we have 7 days all the way up to, which we just announced, our 2023 around the world, which is 180 days. And actually, you can go even longer. I think you can go up to 210 days, which is absolutely amazing itinerary. But we really pride ourselves on that. So we go just about everywhere. And with those, we put, really marquee ports. For example, we'll do Monte Carlo because that's where guests want to either go back and have that experience, or they want to see it for the first time. But we'll pair it with really boutique ports that maybe they didn't think of, like Cinque Terre in Italy. So you get those small ship experiences where some other ships just can't get to because they're too big. So we can offer that along with those bigger ports of call that they're looking for.
Sure. And you mentioned that finest cuisine at sea, and I just have to put a little plug in. I absolutely, as a travel agent, we travel a lot and we've traveled on just about all cruise lines. And I will absolutely agree. The finest cuisine that we have ever had has been on an Oceania cruise. And so thank you for giving us a little bit of information about the cruise line. You don't really have home ports. And so I like to say you follow the good weather. Would that be a fair assessment?
It really is. Our team works to make sure, of course, the ships are in the right places at the right time. And that's part of that itinerary planning I mentioned. They work hard to make sure that we're giving guests the best experience in those places and they're not missing out on the prime season to experience that destination. So we really are globally. Of course, we have cruises out of the US. We have our West Coast, we have Alaska, we also have some out of LA and the West Coast there, but we have some out of Florida. But of course, our ships are always moving and all over the world, getting to experience those amazing places.
So if you're looking for the best time to go somewhere and Oceania goes during a certain month, that's a good time to be going.
It is. And we actually have, Rick, I'll have to share it with you. We have a calendar so you can see actually where the ships are during what specific month. So you know that that's going to be the best time when you're talking to Rick and his team, that you're in good hands with them and that they know exactly where we're going to be at when.
Absolutely. And you already mentioned the word that you are that upper premium cruise line. And so that may be kind of a new fashion kind of a description for somebody. So why don't we just talk a little bit about what the onboard experience is like when you are on a upper premium cruise line?
Oh, it's amazing. I've been on board quite a few number of times now, and it's beautiful. As you can see behind me, we actually have baristas, which is where you can get some coffee during the day, into the evening. It's absolutely amazing. But the ships are beautiful, very luxurious, but also very residential in design. We want guests to feel like they're coming home and comfortable on board, and not worried, about it being maybe a little bit too buttoned up for them. It is country club casual on board. That is something our guests have really enjoyed and love that aspect. And you're going to have amazing service. You were just telling the story of when you have a specific spot on the R class ships that you like to eat, and our crew, recognized that, and automatically once they saw you were in the Terrace Cafe, they had that table for you. So the service level on board is absolutely amazing. We ask our guests, why'd you pick Oceania to start out with? And it's those things that I mentioned earlier, the cuisine, the ships, and the itineraries, but we ask, why do you keep coming back? And it's the service level that they get to experience on board. So it really is amazing. And into kind of the upper premium aspect of, we are mostly inclusive. We're not all inclusive. We give guests the choice, which I can talk about in a little bit here with our Alive Choice promotion, but we include all of the major things like internet and non-alcoholic beverages, our specialty restaurants, so you get to enjoy that finest cuisine at sea. But you also have some flexibility with how you want to enjoy your vacation.
And even though these ships are a little, what we call smaller ships, because they have under 700 guests, they have not gone small on the public spaces. So the observation lounge and the lounges throughout the ship and the sunbathing areas, they are all quite expansive, aren't they?
They sure are. I mean, I can't say enough. Right behind me is baristas, and it is plenty of space for all of the guests to enjoy. This is actually on our O class ship, this picture specifically, and those carry right around 1,200 guests. So still nice, small. And then the R class, of course, is less than 700. And they're absolutely beautiful. And like you said, even though they are small ships, there is plenty of space to enjoy and relax on the ship without, running into others.
And so, I'm all about the food. So we're going to go back and talk about food again. I've said it's the best culinary experience. You've verified that. Our guests have told us that as well. And I kind of know what that difference is, but maybe you could share with our listeners why you really have that very best culinary at sea.
Oh, it is the best. I can't talk about it enough. I can't wait to get back on board and have all of the delicious food. But it honestly is a little bit of everything that allows us to have the finest cuisine at sea. Of course, it starts with the team that we have. About 25% of the crew on board is dedicated just to the culinary experience. We have our executive culinary director, who is Master Chef Jacques Pepin, and he has put together an amazing team of executive directors on the culinary side, and everybody that works hard on the culinary experience. Jacques has a saying that he's kind of instilled in us, which is, you can be the best chef in the world, but if you have a lousy tomato, there's nothing you can do with it. And so that translates into the ingredients that we use. So we source a lot of our ingredients locally throughout the cruise, our dairy, fruits, vegetables, all that sourced locally. Our fish is always fresh, it's never frozen. We have over 24 types of bread that's baked fresh daily. I mean, it is absolutely amazing, into the details, the special types of flour that we use in these that make the culinary experience just absolutely amazing. And the specialty restaurants, I know you've experienced them, I've experienced them, and they are the best cuisine I've ever had. And they're included, so guests don't have to pay extra to get to enjoy that. And what is special about those is that each restaurant has their own kitchen. So everything's fresh and made to order. Nothing is prepared in advance. If you want extra spicy, they're able to make it a little bit extra spicy. Or if you want no sauce, they can do all of that, and everything is made as it would be at a restaurant, shoreside.
Yeah, so that's all the amazing part. And so this is what makes it so interesting for me, because we've talked about upper premium, we've talked about smaller, more intimate ships, we've talked about the amazing food, but the price for a premium luxury or upper premium ship like Oceania is not that much more different than it could be on a contemporary ship if you're in one of the higher classes of stateroom. So why don't you just talk about that a little bit? It's really not as expensive as you might think it is if you're just listening in and you've never experienced it.
You're exactly right. It is because we are mostly inclusive. A lot of those things that you're paying for on a contemporary line, things like Wi-Fi or your beverage package, those are all included in our cruise fare. So you don't have to pay for internet or non-alcoholic beverages. You can visit baristas as many times as you want throughout the day and get a coffee, and there's no charge to it. I think when I was on board, it only took them about a day before they realized I was going to be a frequent visitor. And so it's that value add, when those things are already included, you're not paying extra to go to a specialty restaurant. Things that you're used to enjoying, but you have to pay for, you're not going to be nickel and dimed throughout the cruise with us. We mentioned the service level that you get, obviously, is incredibly high. And then we have the value add of our O-Live choice, because we know that a vacation is not the same for everybody. Somebody may want to have shore excursions included. Somebody may want to have a beverage package with wine and beer or the full list of alcohol. And some may just want shipboard credit to be able to enjoy whatever they want. And so we have that long-standing promotion in place that guests can pick one of those options for themselves on top of all the other inclusions. So there's always going to be that value add. And of course, with you, Rick, we have a great partnership with cruise planners and your franchise. And so we have extra benefits that you have access to as well. So really, when it comes down to it, the value is amazing. And like you said, it's not as big of a jump as some people think it might be.
Absolutely. And so do you have a favorite itinerary or two that you would suggest for perhaps a first-time cruiser to your brand?
Well, it's hard because what your next vacation is so different. But I did pick out a few that are on my watch list that I'm really excited to keep an eye on. And I think I'll take, honestly, whatever vacation and cruise I can get once we're through the pandemic. But I would definitely say, because we do have a lot of exotic itineraries, guests tend to think of those destinations. But we do have Alaska, which is one of those itineraries that I definitely want to take a look at. There's one in August specifically that I've been keeping my eye on in 2022. That's a little bit longer, but it's round trip Seattle as well. So that makes it a little bit easier for, getting to and from home here based on the West Coast. So that is nice. I would also say one of our Mediterranean itineraries is on my list. We have a lot of amazing, really immersive itineraries in the Mediterranean. I mean, everywhere, but one that I'm looking at is a Venice to Barcelona. And one thing that I do want to make sure everybody knows is we're very port intensive. So you're going on a 10-day sailing and you're in a port almost every day, if not every day. So you get to really enjoy that, and you're there all day. So you're in any itinerary you pick, you're pretty much set.
And so what goes along with that from my experience is you're going to smaller ports that the big ships don't get into. You're on small
Mm-hmm.
ships, there's not huge lineups to get on or off the ship.
Not at all.
And because you're not traveling very far, you're in port longer than maybe you're used to. So it really adds up to a great all-inclusive vacation for people.
It really is. And like you said, because we're a small ship, there's no line to get off the ship. There's no line to get back on the ship. You can enjoy, and you really do. Some of our itineraries, most of them include all day stays in port, and then even into late night, because some destinations really come to life at night. And so we want guests to have that flexibility. And overnights, we include overnight stays in a lot of very popular destinations and ports of call that we know there's just no way that you'll be able to see a fraction of what you should in one day. So we'll do even longer.
Sure. And so one place I do want to talk about, because we have a lot of clients that are interested in going to the Holy Land. And I know that a Holy Land experience can be enjoyed on one of your cruises. So can you talk about that briefly?
Of course. So I actually pulled up a couple itineraries that are very popular right now for Holy Land. And one of them is going to be September 4th, 2022. And it actually starts with 3 days in Jerusalem. And then it goes on to Cyprus, Greece, Turkey, and quite a few other ports. So it really is amazing itinerary. We also have one that was in August of 2022. And these book out pretty far in advance. So if this is an itinerary that you're interested in, definitely have those conversations and start looking ahead, because with Holy Land, it's such a popular itinerary and a popular experience that guests are looking for. So definitely keep that in mind. One thing I do want to also mention is we offer overland programs, either before the cruise, after the cruise. Some of our overland programs are actually in the middle of the cruise. You'll disembark the ship, go have an experience for 1 or 2 days, and then actually get back on the ship and enjoy the rest of the cruise. And with Holy Land, we have so many excursion options that go to those landmark places and have different experiences for different guests. Whatever you're looking to have, we really do have a wide selection to get to experience the Holy Land.
So a very unique experience for sure, when it's already a very unique destination for so many people. So
yes,
way to go and visit and enjoy yourself is to do it on an Oceania cruise. And so I do have one final question for you today, and that would be for anybody that's considering, now that they've listened to us and saying, wow, I really need to go, what would be a convincing reason for them to book now?
If none of that was convincing enough, there are so many great, exciting things that are coming. We have great offers coming up. We have our President's Day sale on the horizon. We have itinerary launches that we do twice a year, where we have new, exciting itineraries. That's also coming up at the end of February, early March. We have new ships, as I mentioned. There's a lot of exciting things that we are working on those aspects, but also on board, new menu items, new itineraries, new shore excursions, all those things. But as I mentioned, the demand. If you have any kind of inkling or desire to book with us, now is the best time, because there are a lot of others that are interested as well. So it is filling up quick. So if you see something you like, definitely have those conversations with Rick so that you can get yourself booked on one of those itineraries, whether it's one that I talked about or something else that catches your eye. There are so many options, and the value that Rick provides, not only in expertise and service, but in the offers and the extra amenities that he can give through our partnership.
Absolutely. And thank you for sharing that. So we've been talking about Oceania Cruises, small ships, immersive destinations, near all-inclusive experience on board, the finest cuisine at sea, and going to those nice warm places where everybody wants to visit. And one of the things I like to share with people when you're talking about a boutique cruise line like this, you do want to book further in advance than you normally would.
Hmm.
That's when you get the best price, but it's also when you will get the best choice of staterooms. So I've been chatting today with Jade from Oceania Cruises. My name is Rick Saltarelli. I'm with Salty Breeze Cruise Planners, the place where we help create lifelong lasting memories. And we invite you to give us a call at 888-332-8202 or visit us at saltybreezecruiseplanners.com. Thanks, Jade. I appreciate you being with us today.
Thanks so much, Rick.
Thank you, everybody.